Hi, I'm Colton with Porsche Center Calgary, and I'm here today with one of our very first Cayenne coupes. This one is particularly special because it's a Cayenne turbo coupe, so one of the most powerful variants that we've got. In this new Cayenne coupe variant, you can, or in this new body style, you can get all of those variants. So you can get a Cayenne S hybrid turbo. They're all available now in this new coupe body style, which we're pretty excited to finally have. I think it worked out great. It looks phenomenal. To be honest, I was a little bit scared when they first announced it. But I think it looks great. If anything, this is arguably what the Cayenne should have been from the beginning, a little bit sportier, and it's really, really cool. But I want to talk about this one in particular. So being the turbo model, that means it has a 4-liter V8 twin turbo motor, makes 540 horsepower and almost 570 pound-feet of torque. So it's pretty potent. And another thing to know about the turbos, I feel like a lot of people don't appreciate, you know, with their other models, when you go from the base to the S, you don't gain much other than the engine. But with the turbo, you actually gain quite a bit more standard equipment as well. So when you're looking at a turbo on the optional list, it may not be as long. It doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have as much equipment, because there is more just built in automatically out of the box in a turbo. Things like these painted mirrors underneath here, it's always body color, whereas on the other models it would just be unpainted plastic unless you tick the box to make it body color. So that's standard here. So are things like heated seats in the back. You get the surface coated brakes. You get the list goes on, really. Let's see here. Dynamic headlights. They're all LEDs. They're dynamic automatically in the turbo. You get air suspension as standard. The Bose audio is standard, and the full leather interior. So a lot of cool stuff that you don't actually have to tick a box to get. But again, focusing on this one and what's kind of unique about it. So outside, this is the Quarzite gray metallic, one of my favorite colors. I think it looks great on the coupe. And then these wheels are the 21-inch RS Spider wheels, another of my favorite, actually. I think it looks really good. Around back, a little bit different back there. Generally, the badging is all silver as standard. With this one, they actually deleted the model designation, so it doesn't say Cayenne Turbo. That part's just left blank. And then above that, the Porsche logo is left in black, in a matte black. So it looks pretty cool. Definitely very subtle back there. You can't tell just at a glance necessarily which model you've got. However, there is one giveaway to the potency of the car, and that's the brakes, the big yellow brake calipers. This one was optioned with the PCCBs, Porsche Ceramic Composite Brakes. An option we don't see too often, but I always appreciate when we do, because they're just really, really cool. Enormous, as you can see. They're 10-piston calipers. The performance you get is fantastic. You get no brake fade, you get no brake dust. They're really, really cool. And nice to see them actually on a stock car, because it almost never happens that way. So that's more or less the outside of the car. Going inside, this one has the black leather, and as I mentioned, the turbos get full leather, so your dashboard fully wrapped, so are the doors under the dash. Everything is leather covered in there with a smooth finish. Really, really nice leather. Another thing that I really love in the car, definitely kind of raises the luxury quotient in my opinion. Some other trimmings that were done on here, a little bit of carbon fiber. So you've got the trim throughout the dash and onto the doors in the carbon, as well in this case as the steering wheel has the carbon fiber and the leather. It works really well together. Other options that we put on this one, it has the surround view camera. So they'll always have the rear view with sensors front and rear, but this one has the full surround view, so cameras on the rear as well as the front and underneath each side mirror to give you that top-down 360 view. Makes parking the car a whole lot easier. I think it's a really great feature to have, actually. And then lane change assist, which is Porsche speak for blind spot warning. That's in here as well. And then another subtle thing that I'll mention is the smoker package. People often don't know what that is. They go through and say, oh, I'm not a smoker, I don't want that. But what it actually gives you is just a little lid on a storage area in the cabin. So it's a $0 option. I think it looks a little bit cleaner with that on there, but there can be some more usefulness if it's just open and you get a little bit of a bigger not cargo, but a little bit of storage space there if you don't have the smoker package. So something to consider. And then with these coupes in the back, the standard would be to have 2 seats. But most of them that we're seeing optioned have the 2+1, as Porsche calls it, which is the 3 seats in the back. They say 2+1 because that third middle seat is pretty tight. Usable for sure. An adult can fit back there, but it'll be uncomfortable. For kids, it's not so bad. But we're finding most of them are optioning with that, just to give you that extra utility if you do need it. Some other stuff that we put here, some performance things, like the sport exhaust, pardon me. So you have the button in here to make it sound a little bit louder. That doesn't change the actual performance of the car, and that it doesn't change the horsepower or anything, but it does make it sound a lot more aggressive and just I don't know, it lends to the whole experience. You know, it definitely makes it feel sportier. And then in this case, the tailpipes, the sport exhaust tailpipes, are in gloss black. You can option them either in the silver or the black, but in this case they're black to match with the black badging and things on the back that I mentioned earlier. Also the ambient lighting inside, which is really cool on these Cayennes. You can choose different colors and different intensity of light for, you know, your footwells versus your kind of the above your head area. Really cool customizable piece there. And that pretty well sums this one up. It's a really awesome car. Nice to have a turbo in stock, and particularly those ceramic composite brakes are awesome to see. So we do have, if this one doesn't quite meet all your requirements, we've got quite a few coupes, and all the videos should be up pretty soon. So if you don't like this one, scroll through and check out the other ones. Thanks a lot for watching.